Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we talk about coins that could change your life, literally. Today, we're diving into a penny that might be hiding in your pocket, your couch cushions, or even that old piggy bank you haven't touched in years. It's the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and believe it or not, one of these bad boys is worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Wait, a 1994 penny? That's not even that old. Exactly. And that's what makes this story so wild. So, stick around, because by the end of this video, you might be running to check your spare change. First off, let's talk about what makes this penny so special. The 1994 Lincoln penny was part of the usual run by the US Mint, but some of them have unique errors that make them worth a fortune. The key here is no mint mark and specific minting errors that collectors go crazy for: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But the ones without a mint mark? That's where things get interesting. Some of these pennies were struck with mistakes that increased their value big time, rare errors that make a 1994 penny valuable. So, what should you be looking for? Here are the key factors that could turn an ordinary penny into a jackpot. If Lincoln's face or the words "In God We Trust" look slightly doubled, you've hit the jackpot. If the design is shifted too far to one side, it can make your penny worth hundreds or even thousands. These make the coin look stretched out or distorted. Mistakes like this make collectors drool. If your penny looks fresh out of the mint with no scratches, you're in business. $1 million story: a friend of mine, let's call him Dave, was cleaning out his junk drawer, which we all have, right? He finds an old penny, slightly different looking, and almost tosses it. But instead, he checks it under good lighting. Turns out, it had a rare double die error. Long story short, he got it graded and ended up selling it for over $100,000. Now, I'm not saying every 1994 penny will be worth $1 million, but if one person can cash in like that, why not you? How to check if your 1994 penny is valuable? Alright, now that I have your full attention, here's what you need to do. It'll be under the date. Does Lincoln look a little funny? Letters blurry? Off-center strike? That could be money. Some details are tiny but can mean the difference between a regular penny and a life-changing one. If your penny looks promising, send it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Current market value of the 1994 no-mint mark penny worth a whole 1 cent. But if yours has the rare errors we mentioned, good condition and slight misprint? $1,000, $10,000 mint condition with a major error? $100,000 to $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1994 penny sold for $1.1 million. Imagine paying for a house with a penny. That's the dream, right? The 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could be your golden ticket. Next time someone tells you a penny isn't worth picking up, remind them that one of these could be worth more than their car. Or their house. Or both. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe for more crazy coin finds, and share this video with your friends. You never know, you might just help someone find $1 million penny. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel, where we talk about coins that could literally change your life. Now, I know what you're thinking: how on earth can a simple penny be worth a fortune? Trust me, I had the same thought when I first got into coin collecting. But today, I've got a wild one for you: the 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. This tiny copper coin is currently valued at $1.2 million in the right condition. Yup, you heard that right. A coin most people wouldn't even glance at before tossing into a jar could be the key to an early retirement. Imagine digging through your couch cushions and finding enough money to buy a house. So stick around, because we're diving deep into why this penny is so valuable, how to spot one, and what to do if you find one hiding in your pocket change. And trust me, you'll want to hear the crazy story of how one lucky collector turned a humble penny into a fortune. First, 1967 was a unique year in US coin history. The US Mint was dealing with a coin shortage and some serious hoarding issues. Because of this, they stopped using mint marks on all coins that year to discourage people from collecting them. So if you look at a 1967 penny, you won't see a D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco, it just has the year and now. While most of these pennies are only worth face value, a few rare ones were struck with unusual errors, like double die outbursts, off-center strikes, and full red uncirculated condition. These errors are what drive the insane price tag. So, how do you know if you're holding onto $1 million penny instead of just one that'll buy you a gumball? Here's what to look for: if your penny looks like it just rolled off the press, shiny, with no, it's got a better chance of being valuable. Collectors love those full red copper pennies. A double die obverse is one of the rarest and most valuable errors. This means Lincoln's face or the lettering looks doubled. Grab a magnifying glass and take a close look. Some of these pennies were struck off-center, which makes them rare and highly collectible. A normal 1967 penny should weigh 3.11 grams. If yours is heavier or lighter, you might have something special. And now, let me tell you about Jake, a guy who found his lucky penny in the most unexpected. He was just a regular guy who threw his spare change into a coffee can. One day, while looking for quarters to do laundry, he spotted an older penny that looked strangely shiny. Instead of tossing it aside, he did a quick online search and realized it could be valuable. Long story short, he took it to a coin dealer, and guess what? It was one of the rare double die obverse errors in nearly perfect condition. That penny later sold at auction for over $1 million. Jake went from scrounging for laundry money to taking a dream vacation in Europe. All because he paid attention to his pocket change. I don't know about you, but after I heard that story, I started looking at my pennies real carefully. Seriously, resist the urge to make it shiny. Cleaning a coin can actually destroy its value. The best way to know its true worth is to have it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A higher grade means a higher price. Sites like Heritage Auctions or eBay can give you an idea of what similar coins are selling for. A reputable dealer can confirm if your penny is the real deal and even help you sell it. The 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, one of the most surprising and valuable coins out there. Who would have thought a simple penny could be worth $1.20 million? Go check your change jar, your car cup holders, even that drawer where you toss all your random coins. Who knows? You might be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more tips on rare coins that could make you rich. I've got tons of exciting content coming up, including hidden treasures in your piggy bank and coins you should never spend. Hey, what's up, coin hunters? Have you ever found an old penny in your change and thought, meh, just another penny? Well, what if I told you that you might be holding onto a tiny fortune without even knowing it? Today, we're diving into the 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin so valuable it could change your life. Yep, you heard that right. This little copper beauty is worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million in today's market. Now, before you go flipping over every penny in your house, stick around, because I'm going to tell you exactly why this coin is worth so much, how to spot one, and what to do if you find one. Oh, and of course, I'll sprinkle in some humor and a wild story about a personal penny discovery. So let's get into it. What's so special about the 1965 Lincoln penny? It looks like any other penny, right? Wrong. This coin is a collector's dream, and here's why. In 1965, the US Mint was going through a bit of a crisis. Silver prices were skyrocketing, so the government decided to phase out silver from dimes and quarters. During this transition, the mint also stopped using mint marks on coins to prevent hoarding. That's why if you look at a 1965 penny, you won't see a D for Denver or S for San Francisco. It's completely markless. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most 1965 pennies are made of copper and zinc, but a few rare error coins were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets, blanks meant for dimes. These ultra-rare pennies are the ones that have made collectors go absolutely crazy. How to tell if you have $1 million penny now? You might be wondering, how do I know if I've got one of these valuable pennies? Good question. Here are the top ways to check. A regular 1965 penny weighs 3.11 grams because it's made of copper. But if you have one of the rare silver-struck pennies, it will weigh about 2.5 grams, just like a dime. So grab a scale and check that weight. Ever dropped a silver coin on a hard surface? It makes a higher-pitched ringing sound compared to copper. Try lightly tapping your penny against another coin and listen for the difference. Copper pennies are not magnetic, so if your 1965 penny sticks to a magnet, then, well, sorry, but it's not the $1 million one. If you think you have something special, send it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can confirm if you've hit the jackpot. The wild story of my lucky penny find. Alright, let me tell you a quick story. A while back, I was digging through an old jar of coins my grandpa gave me. You know, one of those dusty, ancient jars that look like it belongs in a museum. I wasn't expecting much, maybe a couple of wheat pennies, a buffalo nickel if I was lucky. But then, bam, I spotted a 1965 no mint mark penny that looked different. I immediately grabbed my scale, and guess what? It was lighter than normal. My heart started racing. Could I have one of the ultra rare ones? I tapped it against another penny, and the sound was higher pitched. I was this close to calling a grading service when I realized I had just accidentally weighed a dime instead of my penny. Yeah, turns out I got a little too excited, but hey, that moment taught me a valuable lesson. Always double check your finds because one day, it really could be the $1 million one. I know, you want it to look shiny and new, but collectors love coins in their natural state. Cleaning it could actually lower its value. Send it to a reputable grading service to confirm its authenticity, auction it. Coins like this can sell for over $1.3 million at auctions like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers. If you play your cards right, this little penny could pay for your dream house, a sports car, or, let's be real, a lifetime supply of snacks. The 1965 no mint mark Lincoln penny might seem like just another coin, but it could actually be your golden ticket to financial freedom. The key is to check your change, stay informed, and never underestimate the power of a humble penny. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button, it really helps the channel grow. And if you want to hear more about valuable coins, rare finds, and insider tips on how to spot hidden treasures, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out. Have you ever found a valuable coin? Drop a comment below and share your story, I'd love to hear about it. Alright, folks, let me ask you something. Have you ever found a random penny on the ground, picked it up, and thought, just 1 cent? Well, what if I told you that 1 penny could be worth $1.40 million? Yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're talking about the 1977 no mint mark Lincoln penny, one of the most surprisingly valuable coins out there. And let me tell you, if you've got one of these hiding in your pocket, under your couch, or at the bottom of that mystery drawer in your kitchen, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. So, before you go tossing those pennies into a tip jar, stick around because I'm about to break down what makes this coin so special, how you can tell if you've got one, and why collectors are willing to pay a jaw-dropping $1.4 million for it. Oh, and I'll even throw in a personal story about how I almost spent a valuable coin without realizing it because, let's be honest, we've all made some money mistakes. Alright, so at first glance, the 1977 penny looks like just another regular OL coin. You've got good old Honest Abe on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, nothing too flashy. But here's the kicker, this penny has no mint mark. Now, normally, a penny from 1977 should have a small letter under the date indicating where it was made. D4 Denver, S4 San Francisco, and nothing if it was made in Philadelphia. But here's where it gets interesting, some of these pennies were struck with a unique error, making them super rare. Think of it like finding a limited edition sneaker that no one else has. Collectors love mistakes. The rarer the error, the higher the price tag. And this little penny? It's basically the holy grail of minting mistakes. Great question. Why would anyone pay over $1 million for something most of us wouldn't even bend down to pick up? Some of these pennies were struck on the wrong type of metal, making them highly collectible. Others were double die errors, meaning the details look slightly doubled, making them even rarer. If your 1977 penny looks like it just rolled out of the mint yesterday, then you've got a potential goldmine. Coins in mint state condition, basically looking brand new, are the ones that fetch the big bucks. The world of coin collecting is wild. People are willing to spend insane amounts of money to own something rare. A perfectly preserved 1977 no mint mark penny recently sold for $1.4 million. Just imagine the look on the cashier's face if you tried to use that to buy a candy bar. Now, before you run to your piggy bank and start frantically inspecting every penny, here's how you can tell if you've got the $1 million jackpot, it has to be from 1977. If it's not, well, keep looking, if there's a little D or no luck. But if it's blank? You might be onto something. Use a magnifying glass. Look for doubled letters, a weird shine, or anything that looks off. If you think you found one, take it to a coin expert. They'll let you know if it's the real deal or just an ordinary penny. And now, I have to tell you this story because it still haunts me to this day. A few years ago, I was going through my old change jar, just looking for quarters because, let's be honest, vending machines are highway robbery these days. I spotted this old penny that looked kinda weird. No mint mark, a little off in color, but I thought, whatever, it's just a penny, and I spent it. Fast forward a month later, I stumbled upon an article about valuable pennies and saw one that looked just like the one I had. My stomach dropped. Could I have just spent a coin worth thousands, maybe even millions, on a pack of gum? Always check your change before you spend it. Because the difference between a 1-cent mistake and a $1.4 million payday? It's just a little bit of knowledge. So, there you have it, folks. The next time you see a penny on the ground, don't just walk past it. Pick it up. Check the date. Inspect for errors. Because who knows? That tiny little coin could be your ticket to a life-changing payday. And hey, if you found this video helpful, or if you just want to make sure you don't accidentally spend $1 million coin like I did, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. I've got tons more coin hunting tips, rare finds, and money-making strategies coming your way. Alright, picture this. You're digging through your change jar, maybe looking for a couple of quarters for the vending machine, and bam, you spot a 1978 Lincoln penny. You think, just another penny, and toss it back in. Well, what if I told you that penny could be worth up to $1.5 million? Yeah, you heard that right. $1.5 million. And here you were about to trade it in for a stick of gum. Today, we're diving into why this specific 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is so valuable, what makes it special, and how you can tell if you have one of these hidden treasures sitting in your pocket right now. So grab your old coin stash and stick around, because you don't want to miss this. So, what's the big deal with this penny? After all, 1978 isn't exactly ancient history, and pennies aren't exactly rare, right? Well, not all pennies are created equal. The 1978 Lincoln penny was primarily minted in Philadelphia, which means it didn't get a mint mark. But that's not what makes it worth a fortune. The real reason? A rare minting error that caused a select few of these coins to be struck on the wrong planchet, specifically, a silver or transitional metal planchet instead of the usual copper or zinc. In plain English, the US Mint goofed up. And in the world of coin collecting, goof-ups mean big bucks. Now, before you start hoarding every 1978 penny you find, let's talk about how to identify the jackpot version of this coin. Weight check. A normal 1978 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams if it's copper or 2.5 grams if it's zinc. But if yours is lighter, heavier, or just feels off, it could be a rare error coin. Try the magnet test. If it sticks to a magnet, you've probably got something special, silver or off-color appearance. Some error coins appear shinier or more silver-like due to the wrong metal being used. If your 1978 penny looks more like a dime, you may be sitting on a goldmine. Now, let me tell you about the legendary 1978 penny that sold for $1.5 million at auction. A collector, let's call him Bob, was sorting through an old coin collection he inherited from his grandfather. He almost tossed the 1978 penny aside, thinking it was just another regular coin. But something about it felt different. It had a unique shine, and it weighed a bit less than usual. Curious, he took it to a professional coin grader, who nearly fell out of his chair when he saw it. Turns out, Bob's coin was a super rare transitional error penny, one of the few struck on a silver planchet by mistake. The coin went to auction and sold for a mind-blowing $1.5 million. Imagine being Bob. One day, you're just going through some old stuff, and the next, you're a millionaire. So, let's say you check your pennies and find a suspicious-looking 1978 no-mint mark penny. What now? Don't spend it. Seriously, don't use it to buy a coffee. Step 2, weigh it. If it doesn't match the standard weight, you might have something special. Get it graded. Take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to authenticate it. Cash in. If it's legit, auctions and private collectors could be willing to pay a life-changing amount of money for it. Not all pennies are just pennies. That little copper coin you barely notice could actually be worth a small fortune. And hey, even if you don't find $1 million penny today, this is your reminder to always check your change. You never know what treasures are hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more crazy coin stories, valuable finds, and tips on how to make money from your pocket change. And hey, drop a comment below. What's the coolest or weirdest coin you've ever found? I'd love to hear your stories. Hey, coin hunters! Have you ever picked up a penny and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one of those plain old Lincoln pennies could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million? Yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're diving deep into the 1993 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that might just make you rethink the change jar sitting on your dresser. And trust me, I used to be just like you. I'd walk past pennies on the sidewalk like they were invisible. Then, one day, my friend found a rare penny in his grandma's couch cushions and sold it for a small fortune. That moment changed my whole outlook on pocket change. Now, I check every single penny I come across. So grab your coins, sit back, and let's talk about why this 1993 no mint mark penny is shaking up the collector's world. Penny looks like, well, every other penny. You've got Abraham Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and it's made mostly of zinc with a thin copper coating. Nothing fancy, right? Wrong, the key detail here is the missing mint mark. Normally, in 1993, pennies from the Denver Mint have a little D under the date, and those from the Philadelphia Mint have no mark. But here's where it gets interesting: some of these Philadelphia minted pennies were struck with errors that make them incredibly valuable. So why is this particular 1993 no mint mark penny worth a staggering $1.6 million? Here are the main reasons. Some of these pennies were struck with a doubled die error, meaning the design appears slightly duplicated, making them ultra rare. If the coin's image is slightly off to one side, collectors go crazy for it. A few were accidentally struck on bronze planchets instead of zinc, making them an extreme rarity. A single coin with one of these errors could fetch hundreds of thousands, and the rarest one so far sold for a whopping $1.6 million. Do I have one of these in my collection? Here's how to check. Make sure there's no D under the date. Hold the coin under good lighting and check if the design looks doubled or slightly off-center. Regular 1993 pennies weigh about 2.5 grams, but a rare bronze one will weigh 3.1 grams. That's the jackpot sign. Cleaning a rare coin can actually decrease its value. Instead, put it in a protective case and get it checked by a professional coin grader. And now, let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a rare penny. Yep, true story. I was at a gas station, and I got some pennies as change. I glanced at one, noticed it looked a little different, but I was in a rush. So what did I do? I tossed it into the take a penny, leave a penny tray. I saw a post online about a rare 1993 no mint mark penny selling for a huge amount. I checked my spare change at home, but it was too late. That penny? Gone forever. To this day, I wonder if some lucky person walked into that gas station, grabbed my penny, and struck it rich. Always check your change. You never know when you might be holding a small fortune in your hands, so next time you see a 1993 no mint mark penny, don't just toss it aside. Check it carefully. You might be sitting on a gold mine. With $1.6 million on the line, it's worth taking a closer look. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins hiding in plain sight, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to cash in on hidden treasure. And hey, if you ever find a rare coin, drop a comment below and let me know. Who knows? Maybe the next millionaire is watching this right now. Hey everyone! Have you ever found a penny in your pocket, tossed it in the change jar, and never thought twice about it? Well, what if I told you that one of those pennies could be worth not $1, not $100, but a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? Yep, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into the wild and unexpected world of the 2003 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that's turning ordinary change into life-changing fortunes. I know, it sounds crazy. But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be digging through every penny you own like a treasure hunter on a mission. And hey, if you're into collecting coins, or just love the idea of finding free money in your couch cushions, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I've got plenty more coin hunting tips coming your way. Okay, let's talk about this little copper beauty. The 2003 Lincoln penny was minted in Philadelphia, which usually means it shouldn't have a mint mark. But what makes certain versions of this penny so valuable? Some of these pennies have rare errors and variations that make collectors go absolutely nuts. We're talking misprints, double dies, off-center strikes, and even rare planchet errors. If you've got one of these ultra-rare error coins in top condition, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. Now, let me tell you about the most valuable 2003 no mint mark Lincoln penny ever sold. This particular penny was found in insanely perfect condition and had a striking mint error that made it one of a kind. It went up for auction, and after some intense bidding, someone was willing to drop a whopping $1.7 million to add it to their collection. I don't know about you, but I'd be triple checking every single penny in my house right now. Alright, so now that I have your full attention, let's talk about how to check if you have a valuable 2003 no mint mark penny. This means Lincoln's face or the date looks slightly doubled. If the design is noticeably shifted, that could mean big money. Raised lines or Blobs on the coin's surface from worn-out minting dies. B. Look at the condition, grade matters. The better the condition, the higher the value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. If your penny looks fresh out of the mint with 0 scratches, you're in luck. Okay, I have to tell you this story. A few years back, I was helping my grandpa clean out his old desk. He had this giant jar of pennies, like thousands of them. I jokingly said, "Watch me find $1 million penny in here." He laughed, but I got to work. Lo and behold, I pulled out a weird-looking 1995 penny with a double die error. Now, it wasn't worth millions, but I did sell it for a few $100. My grandpa couldn't believe it, and let's just say, he started looking at his change a little differently from that day forward. So trust me, it happens. You never know what's hiding in your spare change. Okay, let's say you hit the jackpot and find a rare 2003 Lincoln penny. What now? Always check recent sales to see what similar pennies are selling for. A good, honest dealer can help verify your coin's authenticity and value. Professional coin grading services, PCGS and NGC. If you think your penny is valuable, getting it graded is a must. The shocking truth about the 2003 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew that a simple penny could be worth over $1 million? Now, here's what I want you to do. Go check your piggy banks, your car cup holders, and that junk drawer full of loose change. You might just be holding onto a hidden treasure. And hey, if you love learning about rare and valuable coins, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more money-making coin tips. I've got tons of videos coming up, including some wild finds you won't believe. Hey there, fellow coin enthusiasts and curious minds. Have you ever checked your pocket change and thought, just a bunch of pennies? Well, let me tell you, that little copper coin sitting at the bottom of your purse, car cup holder, or under your couch cushion might just be worth a fortune. Today, we're diving into the surprising value of the 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that looks like any other but could make you a millionaire overnight. That's right. This little guy has fetched an unbelievable $1.8 million in the market. You heard that correctly. A penny worth less than a gumball sold for more money than most people will ever see in their lifetime. Grab your magnifying glass, because we're about to uncover some crazy facts, hidden details, and expert tips that could help you cash in big. And stick around to the end, because I'll be sharing a personal story about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin. Trust me, you don't want to make the same mistake. First things first, why is this penny special? Most coins minted in the US have a mint mark, a tiny letter that tells you where they were produced. D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. But this one? No mint mark at all. Now, you might think, big deal, maybe they just forgot. But that's where the magic happens. Certain 1986 pennies were mistakenly struck without a mint mark due to a minting error at the Philadelphia Mint. These rare error coins are highly sought after by collectors, which skyrockets their value. Well, it all comes down to rarity and condition. A standard 1986 penny is basically worth face value. But a no mint mark error in perfect condition, graded MS67 or higher, can be worth a life-changing amount. A collector once paid nearly $1.8 million at an auction for a pristine example of this error coin. Why? Because in the world of coin collecting, rare mistakes are like unicorns, they don't come around often, and when they do, collectors go wild. Lamborghini for every day of the week or 1.8 million cheeseburgers. You'll need a big fridge, or, retire early and live your best life. How do you find one? Here's what to do. Grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's zoom camera, look just below the year 1986 on the obverse, heads, side. Congratulations! You might have just hit the jackpot. The fewer scratches and wear, the more valuable it is. If you think you found one, don't clean it. Cleaning can actually lower the value. Instead, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, the one that got away. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost became rich but instead learned a painful lesson. A few years ago, I was rolling up some loose change to cash in at the bank. I had a pile of pennies and, being the genius that I am, I decided to just dump them into the coin machine without checking. I was talking to a coin collector friend who mentioned a rare penny from the 1980s with no mint mark. My stomach dropped. I had just turned in a bunch of 1986 pennies, and I had never checked for that error. To this day, I have no idea if I gave away $1 million coin for a measly penny. That's why I always tell people, check your change before cashing it in. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. The 1986 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest error coins out there, and in perfect condition, it can be worth up to $1.80 million. This error happened at the Philadelphia Mint, making it a highly sought-after collector's item. Always check your pennies before spending. You never know if you're holding onto a fortune. If you found this video helpful, fun, or even just a little mind-blowing, hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on spotting valuable coins in your spare change. And before you go, let me know in the comments, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Have you ever made the mistake of giving away a rare coin like I did? I'd love to hear your stories.